Anger is natural and normal. It is a human response to situations that happen in our world, in our inner world, in our outer world, and it's totally normal. And it's also a place where we lose our consciousness from and how to let it go. So stay tuned. We're going to look at experiences of anger and release. Okay, let's have a seat. So grab your cushion, grab your mat, grab your drink, and let's begin. So 3 different aspects that we're going to use today to release inner anger. Number 1 is a cooling breath. So you may feel heated when you get angry. Number 2, we're going to flush the kidneys. So we're going to find ways to release energy around the second chakra, around the hips, and we will do a meditation to clear. So without further ado, sitting up tall and straight, find yourself comfortable and seated on your mat. Take a few long deep breaths. Get settled into your practice. Get settled onto your mat. Thank you for everyone who's tuning in. It's always amazing to be with you. Though we may not be able to see each other or be together in the same room, practicing together worldwide is an incredible experience. So thank you. Keep your emails coming and drop a comment below. If we're getting the right topics to you, please drop a comment so that I know where else that I can take these practices for you. Taking a few long, deep breaths. Just sit here in your breath. Sit here in your body. Over this weekend, I was at a protest, and at this protest, there was a very powerful sign. There was a woman standing in front of me, and she was holding a sign that said, "Silence equals violence." And it really hit me. I saw that sign and I thought, wow, that's so true. It's so true in so many different ways. When we silence ourselves, we bury ourselves in inner anger. We bury ourselves in the untruth. And in those untruths, that's where things turn ugly. And so my hope and my wish for us today is that we get a little closer to the truth by uncovering what is unconscious. Close your eyes now, let's go back. Breathe deeply. We'll move into a breath, a cooling breath called Sitali Pranayam. Sitali Pranayam is a cooling breath, and you may notice in your body that when you're getting angry, it's a time where your temperature goes up. You feel hot or flushed. So take a moment now to tune into a time where you've felt angry. Maybe it's a recent example, maybe that was today. Maybe over the course of the last few weeks and months in social media, or you're watching something on the news and your temper flared. Or maybe it's a personal relationship where your temper flared. Let's accept that for what it is, and that's the truth of what's happening. Without trying to fix it or adjust it or explain it away, just be there in the moment for it. And notice where it shows up in your body. For me, I feel anger in my jaw. When something comes up where I feel angry, I start clenching. Something that's coupled with a little clenching in my belly too. So there's a tightness. As you close your eyes and breathe, just notice where that shows up for you. Breathe deeply and completely. We're not trying to down-regulate, we're not trying to get rid of, we're not trying to expunge or get rid of it. We're locating it. And often as children, we're forbidden to feel angry, or that our anger was unsafe. And so now is a time where we're going to create a little safety here and allow the experience of anger to come through and to notice where it is. And if you're finding that a little challenging to do right now, it's built around it, then you might not register it at all. And know that that numbness, that not feeling at all, is a feeling unto itself. Good. Now Sitali Pranayam to cool. And remember, you don't have to feel anything right now. Just take note that maybe you're not feeling it. Curl the edges of your tongue. Inhale through the tongue and exhale through the nose. Inhale. Close the mouth and exhale through the nose. I'm going to do that a few times. Closing your eyes, breathing deeply here. I'm going to adjust the camera. You go ahead, keep breathing. And as you breathe, take in that cool air over your tongue. There's a small minority of us who are not able to curl the tongue, and that's a genetic thing. That's nothing wrong with you. That's just some of us don't have that gene. So if you are finding it challenging, then just create an O shape with your mouth. And exhale. We're not here for too long. This is an opportunity to sit, to notice, to observe, to be in the experience. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Salimah, yoga therapist and founding partner of YogaVision. And here our mission is to love, serve, and uplift. And I hope these videos that are streamed to you almost on a daily are hitting the mark. And if you like what we're doing, drop a comment below. Good. Take a deep inhale. Feel the cooling sensation. Just sit for a moment with what's happened and what's been offered to you in this opening few moments. And then press your palms together at the center of your chest. Sit up tall and straight. You can do this from a chair, you can do this lying on your back, you can do this sitting cross-legged, or as I'm doing, sitting on my knees and on my heels. And this is called rock pose. Very comfortable for me right now, and also a great option for your meditation or your practice today. Sitting up tall and straight. Lean up against your spine so that you know that you're fully supported and balanced in the universe. Feel the earth below you and the sky above you. Close your eyes. We tune in now with the Adi mantra, Ong Namo, Guru Dev Namo. I bow to the teacher within. I call on my highest consciousness. Ong Namo Guru Dev Namo Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Last one. Om Namo. Feel the sound current in the room around you. Feel the power of that mantra running through you. I always feel better, more centered, more grounded when I've finished chanting that mantra and I can come to presence. Good. Bring your hands down to your knees. Start to roll your shoulders out. We often hold our tension in our shoulders, and this is also an indicator of where anger might be residing. Maybe your shoulders feel tense, and know that your shoulders are connected to your neck, connected to your jaw, connected to your abdomen, connected to your pelvis, and all of that. So registering a sensation in the body is really about being aware of this vessel that we live in and the clues and information that it's sending to us at all times. Good. Allowing a little bit of movement now to release and to relax. Good. Inhale very deeply, bring the shoulders up. And exhale, release, let it go. Staying in your seated position, bring your hands onto your shoulders. Inhale, twist to the left. Exhale, twist to the right. Come to center, inhale very deeply. And you may already feel a little shift, a little change in your breathing pattern, and a little relief from whatever you sat down on your mat with. Relax your hands all the way down. Swing your legs around. If you're sitting cross-legged, you can swing your legs around now. And bring your legs out in front. So my legs are extended, toes are pointing upwards. And here we'll do a forward fold. Inhale very deeply, inhale. Bring the arms forward, reach for your toes. So first is to reach forward, lengthen the body first, and then slowly let your hands down wherever they reach. So for me, they're landing on my shins right now, and close your eyes. You can do this on your knees, you can even be touching your toes. If you're touching your toes, great. Stick your 2 fingers in between your toes and hold on to the top of your toes. Press into your big toe. This is an opportunity to press in and stimulate the pituitary gland, one of the master glands in the body. Breathe deeply. So here, as you breathe and you lower yourself, and you may find a little bit more movement and more flexibility at each time you breathe into the posture, we're compressing the liver. And this is where anger resides in the body. So you notice there's that term pissed off. And the liver cleanses the blood, and the wastewater goes out as urine, piss, and the rest of the blood goes off and it goes back to its work in the body. So the kidneys and the liver are filtering systems. And so here we're allowing the kidneys and the liver to be compressed, giving a gentle flush. And this flush allows everything to release. So we're giving the body an opportunity to let go of the chemical experience of anger. Last few breaths. Good. And then slowly dragging your fingertips up your body. Bring the bottoms of your feet together. We're coming into butterfly. So a little bit more work here around the second chakra, flapping the knees up and down. So anger is a experience of unconscious. And as I said right in the beginning, this is possibly a time where, this is possibly an emotion where we're not fully conscious. We don't know where it comes from. And oftentimes our feeling of anger, or the lack of feeling of anger, is really around triggers that are old experiences in childhood potentially, pre-verbal, verbal, or even in your adolescence. Every 13 years or so you go through a cycle again of pre-verbal and toddler stage, and then also into your preschool stage. So we recycle those experiences of not having the right words, of being sensory and exploratory, and then also creating our boundaries, our limits. And so each one of those requires a little bit of our conscious awareness in order to get to the next step. So my hope today, a few moments, all of these warm-up exercises to work on the kidneys and the liver. Silence equals violence, and so when we don't say what's truly in our hearts to say, what our boundaries are, setting those boundaries, setting those truths, then we end up in that place of feeling angry and having it unexpressed. So pay attention now to whatever comes up. Last few seconds, inhale, push the spine forward. And softly exhale, extend the legs all the way out in front. Give them a little shake. And from here, we're coming into our kriya. And this kriya is for mental balance. So here, we'll take our first turn into the kriya, coming onto the belly. So I'm going to come onto the side profile so that you can see what's happening. I'll make one small adjustment to the camera so that you can see clearly what's going on here. Coming onto your belly, we have a few options here. You can stay right here, keeping your chest lifted and your palms on the ground, breathing deeply here. You can add on, bring your legs up so that your knees are bent. And if you have a little bit more on offer, you can reach back and grab onto your ankles. Breathe here, inhaling and exhaling through the nose. Stick your tongue out now and begin breath of a lion. Inhale through the mouth, exhale through the mouth. Last two. Release your legs down, relax your hands down, make a pillow with your hands and rest your chin for just a moment. Your hands underneath your shoulders and bring yourself all the way, push yourself back up into a tabletop position. Nicely done. That was the first part of the kriya. And now we're working on part two. And from here, part two, coming onto your knees and onto your heels, we're coming back into camel pose. So from here, you can simply reach back, open the chest, open the heart, and we'll be doing the same kind of breathing practice. So we have a couple of options. You can simply reach back, open the chest, which is what I'm doing right now. Or if you have a little more on offer, you can reach back and balance onto your ankles. Maybe that's not available and you sit back. Simply sit back. I'm going to do this version so that you can see properly and that you have all of the options available to you. Reach back, breathe, open your mouth, and begin breath of a lion. Remember, breath of a lion, inhale through the mouth, exhale through the mouth. So this is a powerful exhalation and a powerful inhalation. Last two. And last one. Take a moment here, let everything settle. I'm going to swivel back around to the camera. Take a moment here, let everything settle and relax. You notice in here that we're using a powerful breath of a lion, and this is, as you can imagine, a way to open and to release, not necessarily to change or deny, to open and to release, to get a little closer to the truth of where we stand at this particular moment. Good work. So from here, coming into frog pose, remember it wouldn't be a class with me unless there was some frog pose or some squatting in it. This is true from the time we were live in the studio to here live on YouTube. Very important to work the bottom half of the body so that you can build strength and endurance. So putting your fingertips down, coming onto your knees, pushing back into your frog pose. So looking here, the ankles are touching, just moving out anything that's maybe blocking your way, and knees are pointing outwards, and the ankles and toes are pointing in the same direction. Fingertips are down on the ground. I'm going to use a pillow under my fingertips so that you can see what I'm doing, and also you can use this kind of thing as a prop. So maybe your arms are a little bit shorter than your legs, which is what would cause a little bit of challenge to doing this posture with fingertips on the floor. So here we're getting settled in. I'm just allowing you to warm up by talking a little bit through it. And then from here, as you inhale, straighten the legs, keep the ankles off the ground, and as you exhale, come back into this originating position. So again, underneath your fingers can be the ground itself if your hands or your arms are long enough and the back of your body is flexible enough, or you can bring your hands onto a pillow or a block. Let's begin. Inhale, exhale. 26. Remember to go at your own pace. Maybe a little faster is what you need today. Maybe a little slower is what you need today. Maybe you need to go a little bit more. If that's the case, go to 52. Maybe you need to do a little less, and if that's the case, you go to 15. Or maybe just one or two, get the hang of it. You can even do this by using a chair to balance against. Well, 20, got 6 more to go. $25 and 26. Big breath. Let everything settle. Move your cushion out of the way and coming onto the knees and onto the heels. Roll your shoulders back. Let's preparing now for the next part of today's kriya. Here's an opportunity to again flush the kidneys and the liver. And we're also in this kriya balancing the mineral deposits in the body, calcium and magnesium. These are regulatory type of minerals in the body. If you're not getting enough, it's always good to supplement, and with diet, and also with anything additional that your naturopath or doctor might recommend. So from here, I'm going to swivel again. I'm going to move the arms behind the back, and I give you a few more options here. So arms can be behind the back, and if that is too much, then you can simply leave the arms down. No harm, no foul. And the idea here is to lower the head towards the ground, and then as a snake rises, moving from side to side. So as you inhale, bring the arms up, and then slowly rocking yourself up and down. We're not here for too long, so find a way to move that helps you feel calm and relaxed. And you're moving like a snake. So adjusting from side to side, rolling up. And remember that if the arms are not in a good spot, you can simply allow them to release back down. And do the same thing, like a snake moving from side to side. So this is rhythmic. This is a movement that is allowing you to feel into your body and to settle into your body. There's no right or wrong way to do it. It's a zigzag, it's a dance, it's a shimmy, a shake. And again, if your arms feel good behind your back, then you can always come back to that posture and move from side to side. last two. So go all the way up and all the way down and do that one more time. Remember, you're seeing one body move in front of you on the screen, and that's not the be all and end all. You may be more flexible or maybe stronger, it doesn't really matter. What matters is that we all show up here and we do it the way we best can. Good. Inhale very deeply. Raise the shoulders back. And exhale. Beautiful. Release the hands now. And we're going to swivel all the way around so that you're lying on your back. So swinging the legs around, bending the knees, lowering yourself all the way down onto the mat, and hug the knees in. So here, as you hug the knees in, make sure your head is comfortable. I've found myself on my pillow magically. And from here, you can simply move from side to side. This makes it accessible and very graceful and gentle. If you have a little bit more on offer, your body's in good shape and you don't mind a little bit of a bounce here. Remember, if you have any back issues, this is where you stay, and maybe you even stay with your knees towards your chest. Maybe you just stay here still. If you've got a little bit more, you can start to jump your body off the mat. So this is taking a little bit of extra energy, obviously, and also a little bit of coordinating of movement. Make sure your head is stable and that you take any precautions that you need for where you are right now physically. Here we're giving the kidneys an extra little push. Knees to the chest, a little more pressure. And remember, if you feel more that a gentle practice is what you need, then slowly swinging the hips from side to side, moving the knees, bringing the knees into the chest, moving from side to side is just as good. So doing your best, finding a way that you feel comfortable and relaxed, and that you can really take advantage of this time that we've carved out to be together. Jumping or swinging from side to side. And it can be anything in between. Last few seconds. Inhale. And exhale. Slowly relax your knees down. Stay here for a few moments. Let everything settle in. You can stay right here. I'm going to come back into a seated position so that I'm here when you start to bring yourself all the way up to standing. So, or for seated for our next part. So stay here, close your eyes, breathe deeply. So coming up into a seated position for the final part of our kriya. So just a few more moments here. Inhale, so sitting tall and straight. Bring the first finger and thumb to touch, Kian Mudra. Inhale. And on your exhalation, bring your belly button to the spine and make sure there's a powerful exhalation so you can almost hear the sound of har as you exhale. I'm going to use my pillow here so I can sit comfortably. So inhaling, and the sound of your exhale sounds like har, so you're really pushing the air through the nostrils. Last 2. Last breath. Take a moment and be here in the final stages of the kriya itself. Kriya to create mental balance and an opportunity to get real with anger. There's no shame in anger. Where we have learning opportunities is to express in a positive and constructive way and to recognize that it's happening. Learning opportunities. Okay, let's come back to now our final meditation. So in this meditation, we'll use the Sitali Pranayam, which we are learning at the very beginning of today's practice. And now we add a mudra, very specific mudra. So the mudra is to bring the first fingers, the index fingers, out to the sides and point them up best you can. So you feel as though you're pushing against the wall with your index fingers. So this is creating tension across the shoulders. And a word of warning, if you have pain in the shoulders and the neck and the upper back area, you're going to find a little tension here, so do your best. If this is too much, then you can lower your arms down and point to the sides. Whatever you need, whatever works best. So the index finger represents the ego, and here we're starting to challenge that ego in a conscious way. Close your eyes, inhale through the O-shaped mouth or through a tube of your tongue. O-shaped mouth, and exhale through the nose. Or create a straw with your tongue. Close your mouth, exhale, nose. Just a few seconds left. So you keep going with the breath now. You might be going a little slower, a little faster than me. Check your arms from time to time, make sure they're straight. And know that if some other emotions are coming, your eyes clenching in your belly, or a tiredness around your eyes, know that that's all related and all normal, totally normal. Whatever's coming up for you now, this is normal. Inhale. Exhale. We're taking on now a heavy load of what is gone silenced and now has an opportunity to express. So in this discomfort, I hope you find a sense of comfort in knowing that your true self wants you to know. Because whatever becomes unexpressed then turns into illness, then turns into distress, and a loss of trust for ourselves. And so make your way back. Make your way back to who you are, how you are. Last few breaths here. Good. Inhale very deeply. Push against your fingers. Straighten up your spine. Take a moment here. And then softly, gently relax your hands down with grace. Close your eyes. Be within. Notice, if you will, the journey that you took from when you first sat down to where you are now. What has evolved? What has changed, if anything? It's taking notice. We're finished now with a long Sat short Nam to seal off our practice. Truth is my name. Truth is who I am. The universal truth. Press your palms together at the center of your chest. Inhale very deeply. Exhale completely. Long Sat short Nam. Nam. Two more. Sat. Nam. Sat. Nam. Take a moment and grounding yourself, bringing your forehead and your palms to the ground, closing off our practice together. Sat Nam. Thank you very much for tuning in. My name is Salimah, yoga therapist, and Kundalini Yoga is first and foremost a therapeutic form of yoga. It's not always the prettiest, I'll give you that. But it's very effective, and it's a very powerful way to transform, to get to the heart of the matter. And if this is the medicine, then the prescription is numerology. Numerology is the study of your year, month, and date of birth. And this is a small way of how I choose the kriyas that I present to you today, and also how I gauge my own experience day to day. So I will take a temperature via my numerology on a daily basis, and then map out what it is that needs to happen over the course of the day. The same tool I can offer you via Zoom, and it's an opportunity for us to connect. So if you're looking for more information and that type of guidance to take you to your next steps is of interest to you, feel free to message me at love.yogavision@gmail.com. I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to know where you come from and what brought you to Kundalini Yoga. I'm so curious about how you found us. And of course, you can always drop a comment below. I'm always watching and noticing the comments, and I'll make sure to reply to you myself. Lots of love to you. It is a powerful experience to sit down together and to go through what life offers. So today we wrapped up a session on how to manage inner anger, and the power is yours now to take it forward. Sat Nam, my name is Salimah, yoga therapist, and thank you for tuning in to YogaVision. Lots of love to you, and thank you for all the shout outs. Sat Nam.